Московский педагогический марафон учебных предметов, 2013 год, День учителя английского языка. И мы продолжаем знакомить интернет-аудиторию педагогическую с событиями на марафоне, крупнейшем учительском форуме в Москве, в стране, и мы обнаружили в мире тоже. 24 дня, нон-стоп, идут всякие мероприятия, и сегодня День английского языка. И, что нам особо приятно, мы сегодня на многих встречах говорим на аутентичном английском языке. Я уж не знаю, есть ли различия американское, английское и так далее. Наверное, вы знаете лучше. Я вам представляю Тони Халл, Senior English Language Fellow. Я не знаю, что
That's right. Well, it's just the title, but what I actually do is I'm posted here in Moscow, in the Moscow region in Central European Russia, to work with teachers to help them develop their own teaching skills.
Это очень важно, что наши учителя в Москве могут встречаться с представителями, носителями языка, да, и оттачивать свои skills, свои умения на английском языке. Наше интервью будет на английском языке, но я думаю, что многие по-английски говорят, а кто нет, то те найдут того, кто поможет им перевести. And the lecture, the name of the lecture was the title of the lecture.
My lecture today, really a workshop, was English idioms. What's the big deal? And what's the big deal is itself an idiom, just meaning, what's the problem? Why are people worried about this? Why are people talking about it?
What's idiom? What does it mean?
Well, an idiom, by definition, is when we have a phrase, maybe, that's a set phrase, and the meaning of the words take on a slightly different usage, so that they refer to something quite different. One that I used today was the cat's meow. So we have cat, and the sound that a cat makes is meow. So we have the cat's meow. But it doesn't refer to literally a cat. It's referring to, it's saying, oh, he's the cat's meow. It means he's cool, or he thinks he's cool. So it's when we use words in a way that's not their usual dictionary meaning.
So for example, what's the big deal? It's idiom itself too.
It is. Yes. Well, deal itself has many meanings,
yes.
And then that construction, it doesn't mean what's the big deal, it doesn't mean is it a business deal or is it dealing cards?
Okay.
Those are dictionary meanings. It just, when it's combined, it has its own special meaning.
And in Russian will be like, и что такого, да? Мы учим идиомы, да, и что в этом такого, да?
Could be.
In Russian, maybe. So what do you do in your normal days, not marathon?
In my normal days?
Yes.
Well, I don't have any normal day.
Okay.
Every day is a little different. I do have normal days. Mondays and Tuesdays I teach English to professors at MISIS.
Okay.
And they are professors of physics and engineering, but I'm helping them develop their skills.
The head of MISIS became the Minister of Education?
He did, that's right, yes.
Okay.
And I'm helping them increase one of these things that's big in Russian education now, of course, mobility. So the ability of the teachers to present in English, write papers in English, maybe lecture eventually in English. But that's just what I do on Monday and Tuesday. The rest of the time I'm out giving workshops, like here at the Marathon, at schools, at universities, teachers associations. For MIO, I do a recertification course twice a year. So I travel quite a lot. This afternoon I'm going to Voronezh to give a workshop series tomorrow.
So today teachers who was at your lecture, what questions they ask, for example?
Well, this was an interesting workshop for them, I hope,
yes.
Because I have to admit it does two things. One, we look a lot at the pedagogy of teaching idioms, the different ways that we can present idioms and help students use them. But admittedly, I always know that at least half of the idioms are probably new for the teachers also.
Yes.
So I am helping them build their own idiom bank as well. But I start by saying that I did my own informal research.
Yes.
And the idioms that we use are ones that I really have used myself in the last year or so.
To learn about idioms or the list of idioms, only way to do it only by heart. You cannot make sense of out of many things.
If you want to learn 20 idioms a week, yes, maybe, and then you'll know them exactly. But actually, my argument is the best way to learn them is by seeing them in a very authentic context. So I show American TV shows where an idiom is used. I find news stories where idioms are used. We finished the workshop is finished with a whole series of cartoons that show the idioms being used in a different ways.
So only by traveling, by meeting you, by seeing movies, you can deal.
That's one way, though I always hope that I present the teachers with some materials that they can now use.
Just the last question for this short interview. What material or what area of English language the most hard for teachers from your experience here in Russia? What you know? Where they need the biggest help? I would say.
I think. Vocabulary building. Actually, I do one thing with another workshop, which is autonomous learning, and I end by encouraging teachers to apply autonomous learning to their own learning of language, because I think some teachers are often shy about their own knowledge, and the more vocabulary, they're wonderful with grammar, but
they cannot overcome.
But if they don't know a word, then they're just very awkward if they don't know. So vocabulary building, which is usually at an advanced level, comes from lots of exposure. So read more, watch TV, watch movies, go online, and participate in the online community.
What do you think about brave people who know only 100 words, but try to say everything they know in life?
Well, I think the keyword you just used is what we should focus on, how brave they are. Because it takes years to build a large vocabulary. But actually, only by using it will you probably get more input, right? That you learn from the encounters you have. So
it's very important for us that you are in a country that we can talk with you. Even in this short interview, I'm feeling like my level of language is growing.
But there you go.
Step by step. Yes.
We have just modeled how it works.
How it works. Московский педагогический марафон учебных предметов, 2013 год. И сегодня день учителя английского языка. Мы встречались с Тони Халл, и Тони нам рассказывала, провела мастер-класс такой, да, teaching idioms. Idioms. What's the big deal? То есть изучаем идиомы и как это делать, что в этом такого. И заодно вот мы все увидели, как можно смело разговаривать на английском языке, даже если ты не очень хорошо его знаешь, и как много можно для себя найти в общении с теми, кто приехал к нам помогать и носители оригинального языка. Все материалы марафона на сайте марафон.цифрового.ру. Приходите на марафон или смотрите нас в интернете. Спасибо большое.
Спасибо вам.